Whoa, 55, 84. Oh, great. 143.
It takes a special baby to be an Angel Soft baby, and a special bath tissue to be Angel Soft bath tissue.
The Ingalls Challenge in 5 easy steps. 1, have a desire to save money.
Saving money is very important when you have a family of 7.
2, be a regular person, not an actor.
I thought they were all actors and actresses.
3, shop your grocery store and then Ingalls using the same list.
This is the same shopping list that I used last week.
4, compare total food bills.
Oh, I did save.
5, take home the money.
So I saved about $4.
Ingalls, you get a lot more, you pay a lot less.
Mike Landis and Angela Robinson, weeknights on 11 News.
Good evening, everybody. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight, and we're happy that the Rolonda Show has joined us live from New York City. Our topic tonight is the strong arm of the homosexual community that we feel has pushed its way into cities and communities all across America. And we're going to go to the telephones. Ellen, welcome to Nightlight.
Thank you, Mike. I just want to give my...
Hello, everybody. I'm Rolonda Watts, and today we're going to take a trip to Austin, Texas. That's where we will be joining live and in progress Mike East's talk show on radio station KIXL. Austin is right now a battleground where gay rights advocates are clashing head-on with an anti-gay movement that refers to itself as family values. It's also happening in Mississippi, in Ohio, Arizona, Colorado, and maybe even in your own town very soon. People are right now standing up, some of them, and saying the homosexual lifestyle is repugnant. We don't like it, and it's not acceptable here. Gay rights and family values next on Rolonda. Mike East, who recently took a strong stand against gay rights. He comes to us via satellite from his studios at KIXL Radio in Texas.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nightlight and Rolonda.
Mike lives just outside of Austin in Williamson County, where Apple Computer wants to build an $80 million office complex. The story became big news when the community said no, even though that meant blowing off a chance at 1,500 new jobs and $300,000 for the local economy. The reason, Apple Computer grants health benefits to gay couples.
We want to stay a traditional family value county.
However, the fact still
Eventually,
remains,
after weeks of controversy and a second vote, the county commissioners approved the deal. So Apple will be coming to Williamson County after all. We're going to hear from Mike's radio show listeners in just a moment to see what they have to say. But first, I want to talk to Mike. Hi, Mike. Nice to have you with us.
Rolonda, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. I do know...
We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I just want to hear your opinion on this. You were one of the ones who strongly opposed Apple moving there, and I'm just trying to see what statement were you trying to make in your own words about Williamson County?
Rolonda, we have said since the beginning that we wish no harm to the homosexual community. We wish no harm to the domestic partner community. We just do not want these lifestyles and behaviors taught to our children, placed in our businesses, and literally pushed down our throats. And we feel this is what is happening, that it's a strong-arm move, and that gay lobbyists are literally pushing their way into the community, and they're doing it through our senators, our congressmen, and through big corporations. They are strong-arming their way into our communities, and I think that millions of Americans like myself resent that.
This is an opportunity to bring 1,400 jobs into your town.
Well, I think that there's life beyond money. And not only that, but Apple has said that first it was 700 jobs, then it was 1,400 jobs, then it was 2,200 jobs, then it was 3,300 jobs, then 4,200 jobs.
But you're making one point, and that point was that you just don't want this particular lifestyle in your community.
Well, I think I could sum it up with this statement: success without honor is failure, and if we accept their lifestyles, then we have abandoned principle.
There's some who do not believe that your position is honorable. I want you to meet now Diane Hardy Garcia. She is with the Lesbian Gay Rights Lobby of Texas. She was on the opposite side of the apple battle with Mike, and she promises to be again on the opposite side this spring when Austin voters are expected to vote on an anti-gay rights referendum. And welcome. Nice to have you with us here today. So what do you think when you hear Mike saying those things, dishonorable? What do you...
It scares me. It's a scary message. They don't call us, they don't scream that we're sodomites anymore, but it's still a message of hate. And it also reminds me of my mother when her family first moved into an all-white neighborhood as the first Hispanic family, and the community took up a petition to get them out. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't stand for that now. It scares me to death that we would tolerate this in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. Has there been a big outpouring of sentiment in Austin because of this, by the gay community?
Oh, absolutely. There's twofold. It makes people become more active and realize that there are people trying to take away our rights.
Mm-hmm. Has Texas, in some way, I've heard people say that if you're gay, don't go to Texas, because that's a dangerous place to go, like they would say at one point about people of color going to the South.
And you can say that. I mean, we just recently had a murder in Tyler, Texas, where a 23-year-old gay man was murdered, shot between 9 and 15 times simply because he was gay, and his killers told us that.
You're saying that they confessed to that?
They said they killed him because he was gay, and they were looking to kill gay people that night. And the thing that scares me, and I'd like to issue a challenge to Mike East, he'll say, oh, definitely, I don't condone any kind of violence. But would he stand up and say, okay, we may disagree about homosexuality, but no one should die over this? I doubt he'll come to our rally to say that message.
Mike East is right here, via satellite from Austin, Texas. Mike, what do you say to that?
Rolonda, what Diane Hardy Garcia is not telling you is that she is trying to play on the sympathy of the American people by comparing homosexuality to race, creed, or color, and that is ridiculous. In fact, the black people were a persecuted people. They had legitimate arguments. Homosexuality is a lifestyle and a chosen behavior and has no bearing on race. And in fact, there were 3 forms of discrimination that were imposed upon the blacks. That was income, education, and profession. And if you check statistics, you'll find out that most homosexuals excel in all 3 of those areas. And in reference to her challenge, I have said that I am not an advocate of violence. I will say it anywhere. I have said it on this program many times, and I would gladly speak at any of her rallies. However, she accuses us of being violence. Perhaps we should read some of the articles of violence that was inflicted by the homosexual community upon churches around the country.
Mike, a question from the audience.
Well, no, it's not so much a question, but you're quoting statistics, and the fact is, perhaps we do excel in certain areas, but the fact is, you are not denied your right to have a job because you are heterosexual. You are not denied your right to live where you want to travel where you want to. The fact is, I am 400% more likely to be hit by a bias attack than a black person, than an Asian person, simply because I am gay. So do not tell me that that I cannot compare my status with the status of any other citizen in the United States.
Sir, you cannot compare your status. You cannot compare your status to that of the black people. The black people were a persecuted race. You are a member of a class of people that have chosen a lifestyle or a behavior. You do not have to be homosexual. You have chosen to be that. Your lifestyle is deviant. Your lifestyle is wrong. Your lifestyle is dangerous.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me that you could choose to be homosexual now if you wanted to be?
Why,
I can no more so change my sexual orientation than you can.
One at a time, Mike, I think the most important thing for us to do here is hear the exchange of ideas and opinions so that we can all learn something for this. So let's all try to talk one at a time here. Go on, what were you saying?
No, I'm just trying to make the point that he is trying to say that I have a choice in terms of my sexual orientation. I can no sooner change my sexual orientation than if I told him that right now, as of today, from now on, you will live a homosexual lifestyle. Can you tell me that you could do that?
Sir, what you're saying is a misrepresentation.
Can you tell me that you could do that?
If I wanted to be a homosexual, I could be a homosexual.
You could be a homosexual.
Certainly I could.
You, sir, amaze me. You, sir, amaze me.
If I wished to abandon all morality and all principle and all sense of righteousness
You think the two are
and respect,
diametrically opposed?
I could indulge
When
in
was the last time you saw a group of gay
I do
people
not
running
choose
after a
to do so.
heterosexual to put a bullet in his head?
Well, if you want to...
Mike, just for clarification, I want you to explain to us what it is that bothers you about homosexuality. What exactly it is that if you don't like. I want you to answer that when we come back. I also want to hear from some of the listeners on Mike's radio station as soon as we come back. We'll be right back.
At Thomas's English Muffins, I'm proud to bake them like Mr. Thomas baked them, over 100 years ago in England. Now that's a muffin.
Thomas's English Muffins. There's a baker behind every nook and cranny.
At Circuit City, we have guaranteed unbeatable prices on VCRs, stereos, computers, CD players, refrigerators, camcorders, car stereos, washers, dryers, ranges, CDs, receivers, answering machines, microwaves, cellular phones, speakers, vacuum cleaners, fax machines, and printers. But right now, you're probably more interested in one of our big screen TVs.
Circuit City. If you didn't buy it here, you paid too much for it.
There are enough things between you and the finish line. Money doesn't have to be one of them. Now you can join Bally's Health Club for just $5 to start. Because whatever your finish line, if you can get here, you can get there. Join Bally's Health Club for just $5 to start. Call 1-800-WORKOUT.
Accidents cause pain and the fear of permanent injuries. If you've been involved in an auto accident and fear you have a back or neck injury, call Arrowhead Clinic. Arrowhead Clinic treats hundreds of accident victims every day. Getting prompt and proper treatment could prevent painful permanent injuries. Arrowhead Clinics will even file your claims and wait for the insurance company to pay the claims for you. Call Arrowhead Clinic right now for an immediate appointment. We'll take care of the paperwork and the pain. Call 432-PAIN now.
All those 2-year-olds at one party? Do you think the living room will ever come clean?
Looks like she's invited the right people.
Call now and save up to 30% on Coit drapery and carpet cleaning.
On the next Rolonda,
we need to have suicide as a choice.
should we legalize doctor-assisted suicide?
Who has the right to play God?
It's something worth talking about on the next Rolonda. We've been centering our show so far, going live in Austin, Texas, where the whole two movements of gay rights and family values are butting heads. This is, of course, not just a Texas story. Now we move to Mississippi. In the Gulf Coast region of Mississippi, gays from 2 different towns say that their neighbors are trying to run them out. After Todd Emerson and his companion advertised to start a gay support group, his community petitioned to do something about what they called, quote, these militant homosexuals, end quote. And in a town just an hour away, Talitha Hendry and her neighbors have landed in the national spotlight, all because of their efforts to oust some gay women. Here is their story. Ovett, Mississippi is a tiny community of 300 people. And when they discovered newcomers Brenda and Wanda Henson were lesbians and were building a woman's retreat on the farm they purchased, the town openly plotted to get rid of them.
This count represents Satan. Let them go back to California. They seem to love them out there.
This is prejudice, this is bigotry, and this is a conspiracy to deny me my civil rights.
The women have vowed to stay, even though they say they are harassed daily. They have received death threats, and a dead dog was even left in their mailbox with the note, "Get out, bitches." I couldn't help but watch you, Miss Hendry. Everybody, when that dead dog and the whole bit came up, there was disgust on this side and there was a big smile on your face.
I think it was disgusting, but I had the sheriff read the report. I didn't have him read it. My son did at the Monday night meeting. that we had in the community at the courthouse in Jones County.
I mean, but just right now, here and now, what were you feeling when you...
What was I feeling?
Yeah.
I believe those women planted that dog on that mailbox. When the sheriff report...
Come on, stand up. What do you think? You got a big response here. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm not agree with that at all.
Go on, continue your story, Ms. Hendry.
The dog was not shot. The women, the newspapers have said the dog was shot. The dog was not shot. The sheriff's report said the dog was laying in a ditch when they got there. One Kotex napkin was laying in a ditch. There was a bullet hole in their mailbox. The sisters were out there with their cameras.
Okay. Let's get back to the point of what's going on in your town. What is happening with the gay women that you have a problem with?
I have a problem with the Sister Spirit camp because they are building a feminist retreat for women and children under the age, little boys under the age of 8 are allowed.
Now, Ms. Hendry, you're a woman. You know that we need sisters in support. I think it's called Sisters
we don't
in
need
Spirit.
These sisters.
Well, what's the difference between these sisters?
These sisters, they're lesbians. If that was two ladies moving in and they wanted to live there on their land, that is great. I think they should. But they are building a retreat. They are going to be the hub of the South, having all the lesbians and homosexuals to come in. You can laugh if you want to, but it's the truth.
What is the problem that you particularly have with homosexuality?
I don't have a problem with it. I have a friend that is a homosexual, well, not a homosexual, but a lesbian. Now, I do not hate these people, but I hate their lifestyle. And these sisters are not just lesbians that have moved in. These sisters are radical feminists. They hate men and other people.
You said that you have a friend that's a lesbian. How does she feel about what's happening?
I do not know. I have not contacted her.
So how much of a friend is she if you don't even talk to her? Did you not talk to her because she's a lesbian?
No, no.
How long
If
have you known
I see
she
her
was a
in the
lesbian?
post office, we have a conversation.
So you're not friends then?
But I don't
friend.
run up and hug her neck and say, you know, I'm so glad to see you
But
today.
that's not my definition of friends.
Sorry.
You're not friends.
Well, let me put it this way. We're a casual acquaintance.
But you don't want, do you have her over for tea? Do you hang out
No,
with
I do not.
Why not?
I do not.
Why not?
Because I don't hardly have any of my other neighbors in for tea. We all work.
Todd, let's get to you.
busy.
What is your position on all of this, and what are you thinking?
Well, what they were doing to Camp Sister Spirit is basically the same thing that my community tried to do with us. We opened up the Gay and Lesbian Community Center, the only one to exist in the state of Mississippi right now. Ours opened the 1st of November. Our community also got the petition, circulated it. Town council got together and tried to get rid of us. I attended their town council meeting this week and found that the things they had to say up there and saying against the women being there and promoting lesbianism and making it the hub of the South.
If there's nothing else you want folks to understand today, based upon your experience and what you're hearing, what is it?
No matter what you do, we're not going away. We're here to stay.
Mr. Hendry. This is Mr. Hendry, who, please stand up for me, sir. When your wife is talking like this, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that she's telling it just exactly like it is. And whether he goes away or not, that's not the issue. The issue is we don't want their type of facility in our backyard, which we have been there for years and years, promoting Christian attitude and love and fellowship. And all of a sudden, we got people moving in on us. We didn't, they're forcing themselves on us. We didn't force ourselves.
What do you say to those who say, part of the Christian attitude is to love thy neighbor and to have them, and it's an American right to live where I want to live. So what do you say when they argue that way?
It's not the living part there that counts, you see. It's the business that they're trying to establish and get going.
Todd?
They're not establishing a business. It is a nonprofit organization the same as ours. And when people like you and your community are trying to promote hatreds towards people, what that does is that raises suicide rates, that raises the rates of rejection within a community. So they have to have a hate-free zone they can go to. And if their property is that hate-free zone, then by all means, let it be.
Question.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have it's sort of general question, comment to, I guess, Mike is the gentleman, and also this woman that has just spoken. There's been all this talk about gay people moving in and taking over neighborhoods, and I just want to say, in terms of the family values issue, we're there. We are your daughters, we are your wives, we are your teachers, we are your bosses. It's not a matter of people wanting to move in, it's a matter of people wanting to live openly and honestly and not be scared of their lives, and to have teenagers, for instance, who are growing up confused about their sexuality, or gay and lesbian not have the highest suicide rate of any teenage group in the country. It's a matter of us just being more honest, not of infiltrating some kind of battleground.
And we're moving back home.
And you will get your response and much more right after this.
Sleep deprivation. 70 million Americans have experienced it, but you don't have to. Introducing Sleep and All Soft Gels with the sleep aid preferred by 7 out of 10 doctors. New Sleep and All Soft Gels help you fall asleep fast.
The one vitamin fits all concept has just been one-upped. Introducing today's one a day with 5 formulas, like 55 plus for mature adults with more C, E, and B vitamins than Centrum Silver. One a day. We've got the one for you.
Your kids know what summer means. Summer means fun. And now you can give them the outdoor protection they need with new Avon Skin So Soft Lotion, our first lotion to combine a waterproof sunblock and a plant-based insect repellent that even protects against deer ticks. This summer, protect your kids with new waterproof Avon Skin So Soft Lotion and keep the fun in their summer all summer long. Just call your representative or 1-800-4AVON.
They were barely out of school when they decided that life on the streets as prostitutes would be better than life at home.
I know drugs and I know how to con ever since I was little, and my dad taught me.
On the next Montel Williams Show, teenage hookers talk about life on the streets. Even police officers would make you do things.
If we don't have sex with them, we get busted.
And see what happens when we try to reunite these runaways with their families. It's hard not to be moved by these kids on the next Montel Williams Show.
Montel Williams, tomorrow morning at 9 on 11 Alive.
The Shoe Carnival 10 sale. Everything must go. Just your price. Low. Entire stock red sticker sale shoes. Half price. That's half off the already reduced price. Inside outside 10 sale. Shoes at $5, $7, $9. Crazy. Plus, play Shoe Carnival Chaos this Saturday, 2 p.m. for your chance to win a 20-inch RCA color TV for Dad. And Dad, it's your week. Men's bonus specials on the tables. Eastland, Nike, Guess, and more. $14.88 to $19.88. The Shoe Carnival.
So your mother breaks every fashion rule in the book. Does she need a makeover? Call Rolonda, 1-800-291-2535. As we talk about these two heated issues butting heads, gay rights and another movement called family values, we're being joined live by Mike East at KIXL in Austin, Texas. Mike, I'm sure as your audience has been listening to my audience, there's been a lot of comments. I'd like to go to Texas and hear what your folks are saying.
Well, my folks are calling in and saying that they fear what homosexuality can do. They're afraid of the dangers of homosexuality. And ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, there are dangers that lurk inside the homosexual lifestyle.
Mike, let's hear what some of your listeners have to say. Can you plug one in and let them talk to us, please?
Yes, we can plug one in. We're going to go to Jerry. One thing I would like to say, Rolonda, a survey just released by the Center for Disease Control has said that 56% of all the men that have the AIDS virus are homosexual. I think that's something Diane Hardy Garcia should address.
And your listener says
Jerry,
what?
you're on Nightlight. Jerry, welcome to Nightlight. Jerry, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're on Nightlight nationally. Welcome to Nightlight and the Rolonda Show.
Well, thanks. I just wanted to, first of all, let you know that
I'm a reformed homosexual. I've been out of the lifestyle for about 7 years, and I lived from as young as I can remember until I was 25 years old in the homosexual lifestyle. So I'm not just a Christian who's sitting out here who has no knowledge of what's going on, but what I want to say, several of your callers have said that it's a personal matter and it's really none of our business that homosexuality is being proliferated like it is. But
now, Jerry, let me clarify something. You're saying that you were a homosexual.
Correct.
You have abandoned that lifestyle and behavior.
Correct.
And you are now living a heterosexual life. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, go ahead.
Mike,
I want to say that homosexuality is being presented as an alternative lifestyle to our families and to our children these days. And having lived in that lifestyle and seen the promiscuity and the desperation that a lot of those people are living in, a great number of those people are living in, I don't think it should be presented that way. And so it has to be important to us, and we have to make the point that...
And I agree with you 100%. And I appreciate your call. We're pressed for time.
Mike, I want you to hear what one of my listeners has to say.
Mike, I'd like to ask you a question, if I may.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, before, in another segment, you had said that being gay was a choice. How do you know this? And what basis do you have to say that?
Well, I think if you had been listening to the last caller here on Nightlight, you would have heard him say...
Can you answer the question, please? You're like a politician here. Answer the
homosexual.
question.
It is a choice. You choose to be homosexual.
How do you know
this?
Are you an expert on the subject?
Sir,
I'm
trying to answer your question if you'll grant me the opportunity. However, I can't answer it with you talking. Just like a rapist chooses to be a rapist, just like a child molester chooses to be a child molester, you have chosen the homosexual lifestyle.
Okay, sir. Okay, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Why would somebody choose to be persecuted and to be hunted down on the street and to have their jobs be threatened and to have their loved ones be killed and to be thought of deviants? Why would somebody choose something like that? Can you answer that?
First of all, that's a very poor analogy.
I don't think you can answer that question, sir.
Being inflicted upon the homosexual community. That's a ploy used by the homosexual community to gain sympathy from people that are unaware of what's going on.
You're right here now trying to keep gays out of your community. You're preventing that, just like people have done with blacks and millions of people before that. We haven't learned a thing. That's hatred. That's all that is.
Sir, if you quote me correctly. You haven't heard me say that I do not want gays in the community. I said I don't want their lifestyles and behaviors taught to our children and in our public schools.
And
that's
Mike, you in Austin, Texas, you know, as ludicrous as you may sound to some, you are not alone. If you are a resident of Arizona, of Florida, Idaho, Maine, Michigan, Missouri, Oregon, or even Washington, you may be going to the polls this year to vote on an anti-gay referendum. Colorado started the ball rolling back in 1992. Many of you may remember that. That was when the voters in that state became the very first to deny civil rights protection to gays. Well, a court recently declared that law unconstitutional. But up to 15 other states may try to copy Colorado's example. Our next guest, please meet Kevin Tepido. Coloradans for Family Values is the group that he's with. Also joining us is Nance Osborne of Equality Colorado. They're on opposite sides of the battle. And Nance, start off. What are you thinking as you listen to this? You're just joining us here.
I'm thinking how many times I've heard the exchanges go back and forth. But what this really boils down to is the issue of discrimination. I mean, all of us here in this audience think that the way we should be able to keep our jobs and our careers is by doing a good job. And the way we should be able to live is being able to pay the rent or pay the mortgage. And we should be able to walk into a restaurant and pay the bill. And what happened in Colorado in 1992 was that there were certain areas of Colorado where gays and lesbians and heterosexuals were protected from discrimination on the basis of their sexual orientation. And in 1992, that was taken away with the statewide Amendment 2 vote.
And so what does that mean?
Well, what it's done is it's created an interesting climate in Colorado. Initially, we saw hate crimes against gays and lesbians just skyrocket. It's like it created a climate of permissiveness to say it's okay to be hostile to gays and lesbians. It's okay to beat them up. It's okay to evict them. We had landlords evict people the day after the vote before the amendment had ever gone into effect. It created that climate on the one hand. On the other hand, I think it sent a message which is wake up. Even a progressive state like Colorado can do something like this, and we feel like we're just the tip of the iceberg, and we're seeing it being rolled out all across the country.
Yeah, we just mentioned several other states that are about to, voters, you're about to face that. Tabito, what are you thinking as you listen to this exchange?
Well, it's more than just what I'm thinking after listening to this exchange. It's having been, you know, one of the founders of the issue in Colorado, running Colorado for Family Values, and like you said, touching off the ball that started this whole thing rolling. Mm-hmm. I've come to the conclusion that this really isn't about discrimination. It's about whether or not the people of this nation, as a whole United States or down in our communities, are either going to make homosexuality the ethical, moral, religious, and biological equivalent to heterosexuality and all of the things that go with that, or we're not.
And we'll talk about that right after this. Be right back.
Get the cash settlement you deserve. Call the law office of William H. Curtis. His team of legal experts will work hard to protect your rights. If you've been injured on the job or through the negligence of others, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. The law office of William H. Curtis will win your cash settlement fast. Call 522-9999 for your free consultation. Personal injury, workers' comp. If you've been injured, get the cash settlement you deserve. William H. Curtis, the defense never rests.
Dads will do anything for their kids.
Dad? Oh.
This Father's Day,
Back off!
say thank you with Mrs. Doubtfire. Buy Dad America's hottest video, the comedy hit.
The terrorists, they ran that way. It was a run by fruiting.
That'll really make him smile. Mrs. Doubtfire makes a great gift for Dad at $19.98 or less.
Don't lie about your age. Defy it.
Defy it.
Defy it.
Did you know makeup can make you look older by settling into fine lines? New Revlon age-defying makeup has color particles wrapped in moisturizers, so the coverage floats above fine lines, stays virtually line-free. You stay younger looking all day. Revlon age-defying makeup.
Don't lie about your age. Defy it.
Revlon.
Introducing the most colorful paper towels ever. They're all new Bounty Fun Prints. And they're at Bruno's. Wait till you see them. They're so much more colorful. They're the quilted, quicker pick-you-upper. And look for special prints every season. They pick up your spills and your spirits.
The quilted, quicker pick-you-upper.
New Bounty Fun Prints. Now at Bruno's. Higher standards, lower prices.
Yeah, it is a hot issue. You're right. We were just talking about this issue, and it is a hot issue indeed. A question comes up as we go through this, and that is, does a community have a right to say, this is what we stand for, these are our moral codes, and those who don't abide by them don't have to live here?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You
Why?
have no right to do that. I mean, it's happened repeatedly in history, but we must learn to live together. No one has the right to dictate that everyone must believe one way.
I'd like to say something about the Eastern Hub. I'm a sex educator trained at New York University, and in the human sexuality program, my professor gave us exercises to get men to touch each other's genitals. And we had as guest lecturers all the leaders of the Dutch pedophile movement. It was part of a great gender bend aimed at children. I was supposed to help. And I just want to say to the gay community, we're here, we're not going to convert to queer. Get used to it.
And I want to say to you, pedophilia is wrong, and pedophilia does not equal gay and lesbian.
Then why does the gay
NAMBLA marches in your parade every year. Every year. NAMBLA is a homosexual group of men who molest children. The NAMBLA bulletin is sold in the Different Light bookstore, a gay and lesbian bookstore here in New York.
We got proof in the receipt says so with the Different Light bookstore on there. We're watching your
parade or the international gets
One at a time, please. One at a time,
You're
sir.
a liar. You're all pedophiles, and you know it. And it's even on your agenda. You support pedophilia. What are you doing about NAMBLA? You never vote them out.
And Todd, you say what? Quiet, one at a time.
Okay,
one at a
first
time,
of
please, Todd.
all gay men are not pedophiles.
All gay men are not pedophiles, but you still embrace them anyway because NAMBLA manufactures homosexuality.
If you will sit down and listen
that's good.
to somebody,
you, like that.
you may learn something.
Learn nothing.
Okay. All right, Todd, there are an awful lot of people in this nation. Please quiet down, y'all. An awful lot of people in this nation who feel like this gentleman doesn't like this one. And what do you say to them? What can you possibly say? One at a time.
The gay community does not condone pedophilia.
That's not true.
We do not.
The gay community does not condone pedophilia. But we are not. I am not denying the fact, sir.
Andy Hum, who was instrumental in getting the Harvey Milk School established here in New York City,
I am not
and
denying the
also
fact.
was instrumental in imposing the rainbow curriculum in New York City in the public school system.
I am not.
Wrote a letter
Rolonda?
to one of the leading gay magazines back in 1983 supporting the rights of pedophiles.
Sir.
Andy Hum
He is
one of the biggest
He is
gay
not
and
the
lesbian
gay
leaders
community.
here in New York City.
He is
and no one can take that away.
Mike, let's go to Austin, Texas. Mike East in Austin, Texas.
gay
Live.
community-
Quiet, New York. Austin.
Rolonda, the North American Man-Boy Love Association is a proponent of pedophilia. Pedophiles now are being asking to be regarded as a sexual orientation, just as the homosexuals are. And from the Family Research Institute in Washington, D.C., they conducted a study that revealed that homosexuals are 12 times more likely to molest children than heterosexuals, that homosexual teachers are more likely to molest a pupil, and homosexual teachers have committed at least 25%.
Wait. We can't
focus on the family and the rest.
We're crossing our currents here. We're getting Austin and New York crossing here. We can't hear both places at one time.
Child abuse is child abuse, and it's wrong. And my gay community does not advocate.
This is an issue that's going to go on, and it could be in your town soon. When we come back, we're going to answer your question. We'll be right back in a moment.
At Sears, we've noticed that nothing brings out the kid in someone like being a dad. And we figured what better way to celebrate the world's biggest kids than with the Sears Father's Day sale. We've got our whole line of new wrinkle-free Dockers pants at a price that's hard to beat. Wrinkle-free, so Dad'll always look great, even when he's playing grown-up. Sure are cute when they're that age. Come see the softer side of Sears.
A lot of people have tried to figure out what makes Bush's baked beans taste so darn good. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Some think it's our specially cured bacon, our fine brown sugar, or our delicate blend of spices. But the secret's right here, the Bush family recipe. No one outside the family knows this recipe, and I can guarantee you it'll stay that way. Great tasting Bush's baked beans. No one bakes them better.
David Lawson is condemned to die tomorrow. Why does he want you to witness his execution on television? In a Donahue special report, Phil takes you inside the prison to death row as Lawson tells how he lived, why he killed, and why you should see him die. It's a special report you won't want to miss. The Life of David Lawson, next Donahue.
Donahue, today at 4 on 11 Alive.
If it's time to do a little groundbreaking, don't go at it the old-fashioned way. Tear through it with a garden claw from Garden Weasel.
Just position it like this, and you'll be ready to cultivate, loosen, aerate, and weed.
The hardened steel tines rip through tough soil with just a twist of the comfort grip handles, even in heavy clay.
And it comes with a 100% lifetime guarantee.
So if you've got a tough job ahead of you, tear through it the easy way with the Garden Claw.
From Garden Weasel.
The Garden Claw is available at participating True Value, Ace, HWI, and Service Star. Makes a great gift.
Hey, if you've got a story idea or comment about today's show, we want to hear it. Write to me at Rolonda, 1456 2nd Avenue, Suite 202, New York, New York, 10021. I know this has been a very emotional issue that we're talking about, gay rights and meeting a movement or butting heads with a movement called Family Values.
Rolonda, my point was just this, is that Nance said an unbiased study done. There is no such thing as an unbiased study. The best you can hope for with the study is that the researchers will reveal their biases to you so you can read those in when you're doing that. The gentleman that stood up and said, what was the margin of error? What was those
Okay,
are important.
I just know that we're going live down in Austin, Texas, and I just don't want any legal problems with that. We don't have any proof, and we're not doing it.
My legal problem.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to save you is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's get back to our audience now, and you had a question.
Okay, my comment is that I personally do not have a problem with anyone who wants to be gay or lesbian. That's your business. If that's the lifestyle you choose to live, fine. But my problem is that when you have people having sex with younger children, that's where I have the problem.
But that's the problem.
And if you want to run your business, knock yourself out.
I don't agree
no
with sex with children either. I have 2 children. If anybody had sex with my children, I would have their...
Exactly.
Well, I think a point that a young man just... What did you just say back here?
It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. It's molestation, whatever it is, gay or straight. It happens right away.
And plus...
Could I correct one more thing?
Let's also point out, we're not talking here today about pedophilia.
Right.
Absolutely.
We're talking about gay issues.
I would like to correct one more thing. They say it's family values against gay rights. Our gay rights is also family values. We are families, and we have values.
I deny that. I resist that.
I was brought up brought up in the Roman Catholic traditions. Unfortunately, I would love to be very involved with the church, but I just see it as being, they condone you in one way and condemn you in another. So damned if you do, damned if you don't with them. Thank God I'm also a New York City police officer. I'm also gay, which puts me in a position where I can see it from both sides. And I just, unfortunately, the training that I went through as a police officer, I wish other people would go through, because it takes away a lot of the biases.
You're talking about the sensitivity training that New York cops have to go through.
In the academy now, they have a new program implemented where it addresses directly any biases or ignorances that people were brought up with as children.
And we'll continue this right after that. We've got to take a break. We'll be right back.
Human beings need connection. Connection is family, togetherness. Connection is discovery, learning, excitement. And once connected, we feel victorious, triumphant. And right now, this connection is only $25. So get in touch with your local cable company now and get connected today.
I'm in a car accident, flat on my back, and the phone rings. My uncle knows a lawyer, my aunt knows a lawyer, everybody knows a lawyer.
She only had to make one call, that's all. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'll take care of everything. The insurance company, the doctor, and get you your check.
It was my decision. I made one call to Ken Nugent, and this check proves I was right.
It's your decision. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. Call me for hard work and fast action.
Bolton Furniture saves you money. Leather-like sofa only $199. 3-piece bedroom suit just $299. And this 5-piece cherry dining set $399.
You know everybody likes saving money.
You will too at Bolton Furniture, Mapleton, Marietta, Decatur, College Park, and Gainesville.
Accidents cause pain and confusion. After an accident, making the right phone calls are very important. Calling Arrowhead Clinic after an accident could put you back on the road to recovery. Arrowhead Clinic provides immediate appointments for prompt and proper treatment of your injuries. And Arrowhead Clinic will file all the claims for you and wait for the insurance company to pay your claims. Call Arrowhead Clinic right now for an immediate appointment. We'll take care of the paperwork and the pain. Call 432-PAIN now.
All those 2-year-olds at one party? Do you think the living room will ever come clean?
Looks like she's invited the right people.
Call now and save up to 30% on Coit drapery and carpet cleaning.
How old is it? 91. I was just talking to some folks in the audience here. You founded a group to combat. I mean, even here in New York City, which they think is the most liberal place in the world, and in many ways it is, there are still factions of New Yorkers who feel very much against the gay movement. It's not calling that family value. And you say what? Tell me about your organization.
Well, my organization is called Stray Kids USA. It's a support group for parents who want their children to have a better edge at becoming heterosexual. With the gay influence on TV, radio, and in school, they have, you'll see a lot of children growing up with that kind of influence becoming homosexual, particularly the rainbow curriculum.
So you convert people.
That was indoctrinating. No, we save them
say
during
we are
their
trying to
adolescence so they don't get
straight
lost into
into
your
gays,
world.
but you are trying to convert gays into heterosexuals.
One at a time, please.
Homosexuals have hundreds of support groups to make them feel comfortable about being homosexual. And if you feel comfortable about something, then there's no incentive to change.
Sir, I didn't
so we're doing the same thing with
because I
straight
had a
kids. Make them feel
support
comfortable about being straight.
I think
so with a better
having a
chance of growing
lifespan
up.
to the
What do you
age
do
of 42
if a
is
gay
incentive
man
to
and his
change.
lover moves in your neighborhood? What's your position on that?
If a gay man and his lover move into our neighborhood, it's free America. There's not a damn thing we could do about it. We're not out to harm the pubic hair of any homosexual.
Mike, what are you thinking in Austin there? We've even got, there's a
Rolonda,
group up here in New York that feels very much the way that you do. You didn't think you'd get that from New York.
I've been listening to the comments, and I want to say that I encourage those people that support what we're saying. What about 2% of the population being the recipients of 56% of all the AIDS-infected people in this country?
Mike, finish the AIDS statistics. Don't just give part of it. Give the whole AIDS statistics if you're going to do it.
2%,
don't just give
sir,
part of it.
2% from the Disease Control Center in Georgia, the federal government, which is one of the most biased organizations in this country.
Disease Control
Please, one at a time, one at a time.
56% of all of the people in this country infected with AIDS are homosexual.
That's
Why don't you
that's
and the rest
right,
of
but
New
give
York
the whole
and
thing.
Diane Garcia deal with that
1993, only
statistic?
2.5% of the increase was from the gay community. 10.5% were women. The biggest increase happening since 1993 is women, not gay men, not lesbians, it's women.
And here is a woman
case
who
of
would like to
lesbians.
speak. Here is a woman who would like to speak.
My comment is that gays are Christians, heterosexuals are Christian. So where does God come in this? What are we saying to the children? I suggest that we get together, gays and heterosexuals, we pray to God to help us resolve this issue. Another suggestion is that we have a lot of problem with biased statistics. Why don't a group of gays and a group of heterosexuals get together, do the statistics together, so we're not confused about what being biased, what not being biased, so we know what we are doing with our children.
Is there a way for us, as a community, a country that embraces, some embrace the gay lifestyle, some the straight lifestyle, but for a country where each of us embrace America, is there a place where we can coexist whatever our lifestyle sexually is?
Yeah, I think so.
Schools and teach it to our kids, and the teachers don't teach this kind of lifestyle to my grandchildren. I could accept them, but when they start teaching this type of lifestyle and make it acceptable.
But Mr. Hendry, let me ask you this. Is there a difference between teaching and persuading and then understanding? Can we teach so that people understand that people are different? And you don't have to agree with it. Don't have to agree with it.
When you start with a young kid from the time before in kindergarten at 3 years old, their mind is like a sponge and it absorbs everything. And by the time they're 7 or 8 years old, you know, so what kind of an attitude?
Sir, some say we can't coexist. Some say we
There's no middle
can.
ground.
We'll continue the question of whether we can coexist with two different sexual lifestyles in America right after this.
Money. A lot of stress. It's a little gamey in there. It's very hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in town to trade their deodorant for new Degree deodorant.
It's new. Body heat activated. I'll give it a shot.
As your body heat rises, Degree releases extra protection when you need it most.
Degree was much better than my speed stick. It does work. Absolutely. Better than many trades I've made.
Switch to the stick that's body heat activated.
I'm not going back. Definitely improve the pits. It's sold.
New Degree deodorant for a higher degree of protection.
Yoplait Crunchin' Yogurt Light. Light on calories. Low in fat. It's the one crunch you'll look forward to. New from Yoplait. Do it for you.
You've never seen or felt anything like it. Pond's Self-Foaming Facial Cleanser for cleaner, younger-looking skin. New from the Pond's Institute.
Coming up on 11 News at 5, he was a football hero and a movie star. Now new evidence places O.J. center stage in a murder mystery. Also, a new pill that promises to make you thin. These stories today at 5 on 11 News.
With the lure of easy money, with bookies for the mob infiltrating schools, how can teenagers resist the urge to gamble? They can't. Teen gambling out of control on the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on 11 Alive.
I'm David Montlick. At Gilbert & Montlick, our attorneys will take the time to answer your questions and give you free legal advice about your rights. When you've been injured, experience and results are important. Having your questions answered by an attorney who really cares is important also. So if you've been injured, please call us for your free phone consultation.
Our experience pays. Call us first.
Dial 235-5000 or toll free.
Consideration provided by...
If you'd like to save up to 50% on your contact lenses, eyeglasses, and eye exams, call for a free Lens Express catalog and find out how you can start saving right away.
That's right. You're right. I mean, just what we were talking about here, Mr. Henry was saying, that you can't legislate preference. But what you can do, I tell you what, those we go back and forth talking about whether or not we can coexist with different sexualities in this country. While that may not mean a hill of beans to some people, I tell you what, when the law comes to your town that you have to vote on, when the education system is affected because of differing lifestyles, you're going to feel a change because of it. How do you think, can we coexist with different lifestyles?
As far as coexisting, the woman had said that you had no problem with lesbians living in your town and your community, but you didn't want their facility.
We do not want their educational retreat for women only,
but they
and
can,
children.
But you do feel that they can coexist?
Listen, if they have an education, this is the question I was wanting to ask.
Go on, till
some of you can answer it. What kind of education retreat are they having? What will they be teaching the women and the children?
How to survive.
Rolonda.
But listen, you just ask a question. Listen to the answer so you understand. I think it's real important.
What do people teach through our education programs? Our education program is not just for women. Our education program is for everybody. Ovette, what's going on in Ovette? Their education program is a women's retreat.
And but what you'd like to ask is what goes on in those retreats.
What we teach people is how to survive. We teach people how to survive, where I'm not going to go out and think I'm the only person to exist and the only person who is like me and commit suicide. Society is set up a way, in such a way that it wants us to be regarded as not being a part of society. We teach people that it is okay to be a part of society and to be who you are. And that's what we're all about.
Rolonda, I think you're missing a lot here.
Incorporated in Ovette is receiving FEMA grants.
For a food
federal grant.
The food bank is in Gulfport, Mississippi. The food bank is in Gulfport, Mississippi, which is in my town, which is distributed by the Catholic Diocese.
Okay, let me ask Talitha, what is wrong with that in your opinion?
How are they going to feed these people?
We have homeless.
And they are in Gulfport with the food bank.
Ma'am, they are just located there.
They are located there.
Ovette is not where they only operate. They operate throughout the whole state of Mississippi.
Oh, Sister Spirit is operating throughout the whole state.
They originated on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
We're going to come back, and when we come back, we're going to speak one at a time so we can get to the point of understanding right after this.
Good morning. And now let's meet our Employee of the Year.
So unrewarding, that plain bagel. When for 100 calories more, you could start each day with Philly cream cheese. All that luscious Philly. So cool and creamy on a warm, toasty bagel. For 100 calories a serving, you had no idea.
Real go-getter. Ladies and gentlemen, Diana Miller.
A bagel without Philly is just plain silly.
Kids always seem to need new clothes. What they don't outgrow, washing can wear out. That's why Target has quality clothes, great prices, and new Tide. Tide keeps clothes looking more like new.
A new garment looks old after 30 washings in a leading detergent. Now Tide cleans away fuzz, so clothes keep that new look longer.
So they can go from big sister to little sister and still look good.
With new improved Tide, clothes stay looking more like new.
Now that's a fashion statement that lasts.
You have osteoarthritis. Many people who suffer from osteoarthritis develop stomach problems from taking their pain relievers. VRG International is conducting a research study on a medication to treat osteoarthritis of the knee or hip while preventing effects on the stomach. Qualified participants receive an arthritis assessment, physical exam, endoscopies, and compensation. If you have osteoarthritis of the knee or hip and a past history of an ulcer, call VRG at 1-800-666-7777.
To make a magnificent thin crust pizza, you don't have to be a trained professional. Try new bubbly thin crust. Aged Parmesan, olive oil, and a touch of garlic baked in. Top as you wish, and in just 8 minutes, you'll have a thin, crispy taste of Italian freshness. Forget those expensive crust tossing lessons. Be a true pizza gourmet with the new bubbly thin crust tonight.
Now get free sauce inside specially marked bubbly Italian bread shells.
Rolonda, who has the right to play God? Would you help someone put an end to their pain and suffering?
My entire focus was on getting Marty her wish.
Should we legalize doctor-assisted suicide? Now that's something worth talking about on the next Rolonda. On Thursday, is there somewhere else to turn when traditional medicine doesn't work?
We treat the mental, emotional, and physical body because all this is one.
I was being looked at as a human being.
Alternative medical treatments on the next Rolonda. And Friday.
Difficult. It's very difficult.
Is dating today really that different?
Honestly, it's almost like going for a job. I mean, they're like almost like trying to read your resume.
Dating in the 90s, a job or an adventure on the next Rolonda. Got a heated conversation going on in Austin, Texas, and I can't thank you enough from KIXL from joining us from your show. You know we can never completely solve everything, but we certainly can get folks thinking and talking, and that's what we've done.
Rolonda.
Before we end, let's just re-examine very quickly that final question. Can we coexist as a gay community and a straight community in a country that we both love?
Rolonda, I think not. Here's the reason why.
Possible.
Because it's two political movements that are trying to make its way into public policy. Maybe in the mainstream of thought, yes, but when it comes down to making public policy, this nation has to decide what its standards are. It has to decide what is okay and what is not okay when it comes to making laws. If not, that officer would not be able to do his job if there wasn't some set standards. And because of that, I don't think these two sexual orientations in America will be able to coexist if it's a moral standard that are diametrically too opposed to each other.
But Kevin, we have to, because if we don't, one group is going to be exterminated.
I can understand the desire to want to. I can
and then, Diane, you say what? That you say that we can coexist, and how?
I do believe we can coexist. I think the American people are basically fair and just. And once we get to know each other, we know we can live together in peace.
Okay.
When we don't throw up walls to keep us from talking, we can learn.
That is why they have talk shows. So we can air our differences, air our opinions, and that's what America's all about. At least we gave you something to think about today, and we'll see you next time on Rolonda.
And I'm Tim Rice.
And during the next half an hour,
you will be hearing